Carnival LR Kale and Caulifla look both fun and busted, but should you summon? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We got another Dokkan battle video for you here today. We are answering that age-old question: should you summon on the upcoming Rising Dragon Carnival banner? That is a double rates banner for the brand new tag LR Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla and Super Saiyan 2 Kale. So in this video, we're going to go over whether or not you should summon based on the following three factors. Number one, we're going to look at the unit itself. Is the unit good enough to justify the spending of your hard-earned dragon stones? And then, of course, the unit is not by itself. It exists on a banner, so we'll be taking a look at the expected units on their banner and whether or not that would be worthy of your stones. Are you getting value out of the banner as a whole should you decide to summon? And then finally, we're going to take a brief look at what lies ahead if you decide to jump in on this double rates banner for part 2 of the Golden Week celebration. What might you be giving up in the near future? So without further ado, let's go ahead, let's hop on in and take a look at the unit. So starting as the Caulifla, the Fizz LR Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla has key 6 HP, attack and defense 200%, launches an additional attack with a great chance of becoming a super attack. Now, when receiving an attack for the first time within the turn, has guaranteed dodge. Before receiving an attack within the turn, she also has damage reduction 20%. After evading, she has an additional attack and defense 120% with an additional super attack and damage reduction rate of 40% for 6 turns. She also gets key 2 up to 6 and attack and defense up to 40%. Attack and defense 40% up to 120, so that for every attack performed. So that means in order to get fully built up, you have to hit 3 attacks. When getting 23 key spheres, she has guaranteed dodge once again, and she meets up with Super Saiyan 2 Kale and can perform a reversible exchange starting from the 6th turn. And when she does that, she changes all key spheres to Fizz, which basically allows her to get that guaranteed evasion if you choose not to tag into Kale on that turn. So honestly, pretty good deal, especially when you consider the fact that she has greatly raising attack and defense on her 18 key while boosting allies chance of evading 26% for 3 turns. Like, that's actually kind of insane. If you're running a double lead for this, because it's for 3 turns, this is like the Glorio effect, right? It'll stack over. You'll end up with if you had, let's say, 1 on each rotation, for example, you would end up with more or less 3 to 4 turns of 52% additional chance to evade. Like, that's actually kind of insane. On their 12 key, they are raising the chance to evade and critical hit by an additional 6% for the turn, right? So whoever's on that turn with them, let's assume they're in slot 1, right? Because you're going to test the dodge, they're getting an additional 6%, so 58% chance to dodge and 6% additional chance to crit. So that's actually pretty good, and she can very easily get herself built up within the first turn because she does have a guaranteed additional attack, or not an additional attack. She has well, actually, no. Her build up is not on every super, it's every attack performed. So yeah, she will actually build herself up fully within the first turn because she gets if you put her slot 1 after evading, she has a guaranteed additional super attack and then a 70% chance for an additional evasion attack in slot 1. So she'll get fully built up basically within the first turn. So the Caulifla portion, actually pretty good. All right, not gonna be as offensive, right? That's where Kale comes in. So at turn 6, you'll be able to exchange with Caulifla, or not exchange, tag with Caulifla, and now she changes almost entirely. She's a giant beat stick. She gets attack and defense 200%, she has guaranteed guard, and for when attacking for the first time within the turn, she has a guaranteed crit. So if you do on her very first attack, right, she has a crit. When attacking with 12 or more keys, she gets 100%. When attacking with the active skill or 24 keys, she gets an additional 200% attack. When receiving an attack, she has defense 66% for every key. Not every key sphere, every key. So the key meter. So what this actually comes out over to is about 4,000% extra defense, right? Because we're talking 24 key, right? So that's actually kind of insane. Or not 4,000. That's a little much, but the point is, like, it's actually kind of insane the amount of defense she gets when receiving an attack. It does mean she's likely not going to be a slot 1 character because of the when receiving an attack, but it'll, she'll still work out more or less. Now with 6 or more key spheres, she gets 2 additional super attacks. With 23 key spheres, she gets an additional 2 key spheres. So now remember, on the turn that you can tag with Caulifla, she automatically changes all key spheres to Fizz. So should you choose to swap them in on that turn, you've got 4 additional super attacks, right? Plus your hidden potential, 5 super attacks, plus your regular super attack. 6 super attacks she can do on that turn. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy. And each of those super attacks, right, the very first one is a crit, and it will massively raise her attack for the turn, causing colossal damage, and it will increase the critical hit chance by 26% for 3 turns. So, right, while in Caulifla she was increasing dodge, Kale is increasing critical hit, right? So let's say, at this point, you're probably going to put them both together. Let's say you're running them as lead. You're going to put them both next to each other, and now you're raising 26% crit for everyone and 26% dodge for everyone. Like, that in itself is just really good. On her 12 key, remember, she, if it's that first turn, you're launching up to 5 extra ones of those, right? You've got a... You have a built-in crit onto her. You got a built-in crit onto her super, and then she increases an additional 6% evasion and an additional. Oh, okay, so I misread that. No, so yeah, it's still a raising the chance of critical hit and an evasion. Okay, gotcha, I misread that. So yeah, it is raising the critical hit and evasion for every super attack performed by 6%, right? So, right, let's say you get a 26% raise on the critical hits, and let's say she does all 5 extra. That is an additional 30% to critical hit, more or less putting you, because a lot of your units probably already have some type of critical hit built into them or their hidden potential. You could be pushing units over to a guaranteed crit. Same goes for the dodge, right? That is an additional 30% dodge on the turn when she performs all 5. Now, of course, she's only doing the all 5 on that first turn when she gets the 23 key spheres, but after that, she's still doing 2 additionals, right? And remember, you can exchange them back and forth as many times as you want, depending on the length of the event. So you don't always have to keep her in the Kale form. You could switch her and then, do it over again. Now, you can also activate her active skill, which can be activated basically the moment in which you exchange, which gives her an additional attack 40%. So if you're going to be using Kale, I definitely recommend rolling straight into this piece right here for that additional attack. And then, of course, Caulifla, right, should you choose to stay into Caulifla for one of them, she will be giving all allies 16% attack and defense in battle, specifically all Universe 6, which, again, as I mentioned before, you probably want to be running them as your Universe 6 leader anyways, so they work very, very well as a double leader. Just simply due to the fact of their links. So very, very good unit. If you were to summon for this unit, you are getting an incredibly powerful tag unit. So I would say that goes in the category of 1 for the unit, right? The unit is very good. Should you summon on this banner, you are definitely gaining value by pulling this card. But the question, of course, is, you know, we know that she is not by herself. She's going to be on this Rising Dragon Carnival banner, this double rates banner, and there are going to be other units with her, right? And we don't know exactly who, but we can assume one of 2 Carnival LRs will be returning on this banner, the LR Gotenks or the AGL LR Jiren. I do believe Gotenks is the most likely scenario because Jiren technically returned on the New Year's step up. So I do believe that this guy is the most likely scenario. In either case, it'll be one of them, and then, of course, the LR Hit and God Goku. We do know that they are guaranteed to be on the banner from the news from the EZA in the in-game news. So, guaranteed these 3 LRs are going to be on the banner. So, and then likely a bunch of random reps of Universe 7 SSRs, things probably like the AGL Fitboo, or possibly this God Goku, or maybe like this Piccolo, and then of course probably a bunch of random Universe 6 SSRs as well. Like, you know, you could probably see the Tech Caulifla, the STR Kale, the Frost, Hits, Champa, right? Maybe even Vados. You probably see these guys on the banner as well. Not really that big of a deal. They're all sub-ECAs. Some of them are pretty decent. Kale and Caulifla especially is one of the most useful characters in existence in Dokkan due to having guaranteed dodge against Universe Survival Saga and Pure Saiyans. Some of the most common enemies right now, and usually ever when it comes to Dokkan battle content. So pretty useful. So, you know, all in all, the banner's not bad, but it is going to be a 12 featured banner, which makes it a little rough. The double rates do help, and of course, if you are pay to play, low to play, there are the Rising Dragon Carnival tickets that you may use. So I would definitely say that is, in good faith, I can't give a recommendation on the banner. It is a 12 featured Rising Dragon Carnival. That makes the banner very, very hard to justify summoning on. Unless, of course, you are missing the Gotenks, or maybe the Hit and God Goku, or the Jiren. I mean, Jiren less so. I think if Jiren is on the banner, that definitely decreases the value. While Jiren can be useful, he's a little less useful. He's basically a standby slave at this point, whereas Gotenks has some really, really powerful link partners in the 10th anniversary fusion, and still works very, 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 very well on their teams. So, you know, Gotenks would definitely increase the value of the banner much more than Jiren would. So I would definitely say that's probably no for the category of the banner. There's just not enough. It is double rates. It's nice to have, but it's just not it. That's all I can say. I will say there are free summons, right? On the day the banner releases, there will be missions for you to collect free special tickets for you to summon on the banner. Obviously, use those, and that would probably be it if you're a free-to-play player trying to save your stones. Mostly because of our third point, and that is what lies ahead. We are in semi-unknown territory, as many of you guys may know. Things have shifted since the newest producer letter. We now know that from July to August, what was usually Tanabata on JP and Global's anniversary has now been shifted to what we are calling the Global Dokkan campaign. Essentially, they moved worldwide a month earlier. No longer is it September to October, it is now the July to August time frame. And that is a big deal because that's not that far away, right? That's just about a little over a month and some change to this big campaign. In between that, we will be getting some kind of Dokkan Fest banner, including a Part 2 LR, right? So like last year on JP, this was Frieza and, this was Goku Black and Cell Max for the Part 1 and Part 2 campaign. decent campaign altogether for super bosses. Got a lot of events coming in right before Tanabata. On global, this was the Frieza and Ginyu campaign. Once again, pretty decent amount of stones just before the anniversary, leading into whatever the countdown campaign is going to be. So, I mean, obviously this is going to be a big skip, but just understand you're going to miss, you know, whatever the June Dokkan Fest is, right? It'll likely be some kind of category focused, much like April was with the Part 2 LR. So, obviously that's a skip. The main focus is going to be this global Dokkan campaign. They have mentioned that it is on the scale of Global's anniversary. It is a celebration worthy of Global's anniversary, although it's not. So I can't really say that, knowing what lies ahead, that the banner is also a good summon, even with the double rates. Because whatever this is going to be, it's going to be big, and it's probably going to be worth your stones. We all know we've been waiting on Daima. It's very possible that that's Super Saiyan for Goku. They are waiting for this major campaign right here to release him. It would make sense. People have been saying this guy is anniversary material. Well, I mean, this is about as close as we're going to get if the celebration is meant to be, you know, Global's anniversary. So, yeah, I would say, so we've got one for the unit. The unit is good enough for your stones, but both the banner and what lies ahead are both a no-go. So this is one of those few times where my overall recommendation is a no. Unless, of course, you are really hurting for that Gotenks, although I do recommend you spend your coins on him if you are. But if you're really hurting for that Gotenks, or you are a fan of the Universe 6 team and Kale and Caulifla themselves, I would definitely recommend just holding off, doing your free ticket summons for now, and leaving it at that. If you absolutely must summon, I would say do more. This is a double rates banner, so I would say do no more than 300 stones on the banner if you got them. 250 is about the average per LR on an LR banner. On a double rates banner, it's a little less than that, but the overall average is still roughly the same. The double rates means 10% instead of 5% chance. So overall, I would say within 250 to 300 stones, if you haven't pulled anything, that is your sign to stop. But overall, the recommendation is to not summon on this banner, given that this large Dokkan global campaign is on its way. So guys, that is it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know, do you intend to summon for Kale and Caulifla? Let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.